The following program is a paid full-length commercial program sponsored by Nutrimost Ultimate Weight Loss System.
It's the Nutrimost Ultimate Fat Loss System show, which guarantees 20 to 40 pound weight loss in 40 days. And now, here are your hosts, Dr. Vince Frau-Manning and Lynette Frau-Manning.
Good morning, everyone. So good to be here with you today. I'm here with Dr. Vince Frau-Manning. But before we get started this morning, I just want to get you guys to get a pen and paper ready because we have a special offer for you today. I want you to be able to take advantage of it. Our number here would be 800-212-2612, or you can go on our website, which is docvince.com. That's DOCvince.com. We have a special offer today for the first 10 callers. You can get a body composition analysis that's normally $99, but today if you call in for the first 10 callers, it's $27. This morning, Dr. Vince, I want to talk about the technology, about our program, how it works, and why we are so unique and different. Dr. Vince?
All right, so we're going to be talking about your body today. Specifically, we're going to talk about how you can lose 20 to 40 pounds in the next 40 days, how to get rid of your health challenges. You know, it's interesting to see how people's lives are really being transformed because of this technology. Just imagine for a minute a technology that can tell you, for instance, if you have an issue with your cardiovascular system, what are the foods that are going to be best for your body? If you have a kidney issue, what are the foods that would be best for that? And that's what we're seeing, how to reduce inflammation, how to overcome your health challenges. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And we invite you to come into our office and sit with us and find out how this technology can help you. So, you know, we have a lot of people come in, and probably one of the biggest things I hear all day long is, you know, how does this happening? I can't believe, you know, it's only been 10 days and I've lost 10 pounds. I've lost 12 pounds. And, you know, it's really about this technology. And we call it the ABCs. Number one is assess, balance, and then clear out. What are we assessing? First of all, we're going to assess where the hormones are at, the neurotransmitters, the vitamins, the minerals, what toxins are in the way of you reaching a fat-burning state, what heavy metals, parasites, bacteria, viruses, nanobacteria, mycoplasma, candida, biotoxins. And then from the assessment, based on that assessment, we could actually balance specifically for you with the hormonal remedies, the detox remedies, the energetic formulas, so that you can get into a very narrow fat-burning zone. And the typical results is 20 to 40 pounds of fat loss in 40 days. Now, I say that, and here are the averages. These aren't exceptions, but these are the averages. The average lady in our office today will lose anywhere from 27 to 35 pounds in that 40 days. And sometimes the ladies don't like to hear this, but the guys, they typically average a little bit more. Yeah. The guys will average somewhere between 35 and 45 pounds in that same time frame. And the way we do it is we find out specifically what your body's needs are. I'll tell you, in the last year, we've had probably over 400 people go through the program. And the amazing thing about it is everybody loses the weight. And it's because we find out specifically what are the needs for that person. You know, a lot of other programs, you know, everybody goes through the same thing. And I'm going to tell you, the problem with a lot of them, and the reason why people gain the weight, is because they cause an imbalance. Everybody is trying to fit into the same program. It's kind of like putting a round peg in a square hole. Well, you don't have to guess anymore when you can test. With this technology, and it's called NRF technology, Nutrimost Resonant Frequency Technology, we could actually figure out the exact balance for you. And then finally, we clear out where are the toxins, where are the microplasms, the biotoxins that have been holding you back. You know, we see this all the time. We have people come in and they have like a shopping bag full of vitamins and supplements they're taking. And, you know, you ask them, well, what's that? And they say, well, wouldn't you want me to take all those? And the truth is, no, not really, because, you know, some people have heard, well, you're supposed to have this or that. But the reality is, a lot of times they cause an overload on the system. So when we can assess the exact formulation based on your specific needs. That truly changes everything. Everything changes when that happens. I know Cindy was in the office. She lost 51 pounds. Imagine for a minute carrying around a 51 bag of salt, it's snow out there, on your back. Now going through all your daily activities, up and down stairs, in and out of cars, shoveling snow with a 50-pound weight on your back. Now let's take that weight off. What is that like? I'll tell you what. You can be the next life that's transformed. It all starts with a phone call, folks. And the number is 800-212-2612. That's 800-212-2612.
So we have a Dr. Howard Werfel that we're going to be talking with?
Yeah, my buddy.
Yeah. So why don't we get him on the line? He's another doctor, is he, that uses this method? Only 12 in the country?
There's only 12 doctors currently that are using NRF technology, and we are lucky and blessed to be one of the 12 in Downingtown, Pennsylvania.
And the reason you're using it specifically is because the doctor that developed this system knew you from years ago, and he saw that you were sort of like me on the large size.
Yeah. I owe it all to Dr. Ray Wisniewski in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He's been a nutritionist and a chiropractor for 30 years, and he actually cracked the code on this weight loss. Boy, I'll tell you, he's up. He spent many sleepless nights and tired days figuring this out, but he's really nailed it. He's probably seen thousands and thousands of people over the course of his career. And not only does it work, we guarantee it. We contractually guarantee that if you do this program, you're going to lose at least 20 pounds. And the reason we can do that is because the average person is going to lose a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Well, let's do that phone number again. Here's the phone number to call, 800-212-2612. That's 800-212-2612.
So we're going to go to the phones, and I've got a good friend of mine, Dr. Howard Werfel in Suffern, New York, and he's out there helping the suffering and suffering. So I'd like you to say hello to my friend, Dr. Werfel. Dr. Werfel.
Yes, sir. Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, it is going fantastic. Fantastic.
Well, Dr. Werfel is one of the 12 doctors in the country that are utilizing the NRF technology, and I'd like him to tell you a little bit about what he's been finding out. What do you know, Doc?
Well, first of all, I myself, I'll tell you my own story. And Dr. Vince and Lynette know this as well. I've lost over 35 pounds from doing this program myself, and then after my patients had seen me lose the 35 pounds. They were all just clamoring for it, and since then it's just been amazing. We've had people get off their thyroid medications, people get off their blood pressure and cholesterol medications, people get off their metformin for diabetes and get off their insulin. And I've just never, in 20 years of practice, I've never seen anything work this well, this consistently, and this permanently. The best part about it is not just losing the weight, because I've lost weight before, but always put it right back on. But with this, it's off, and it stays off because it literally corrects the cause of the problem, which is the metabolism. So I'll give you, for instance, Dr. Vince and Lynette.
Yep.
We had a patient come in, and she's about 64 years old, type 2 diabetic. She was using 60 units of insulin a day, and she was on metformin. Within 2 weeks on this system, she was down about 12 pounds in 14 days. She was off her metformin entirely, and she was down to 20 units of insulin a day.
Wow.
So she had a 66% decrease in her insulin, got totally off her metformin, lost 12 pounds all in 14 days, and now, fast forward, now we're talking about 5 months later, she's down over 40 pounds. She's totally off insulin. She's not diabetic anymore. She's not managing her disease with drugs or chemicals. She doesn't have the disease. She's healthy. And it's just, the joy that you see in people when this burden and this yoke is lifted off of them is just incredible. And nothing works like this, folks. And I'd like to share a few things with you, Dr. Vince, if I can just kind of go on a bit.
Please do.
So, one of the things is, a lot of times when our patients come in and we're first showing them, they think, oh, I've tried everything. So I go through the list and I say, okay, so like for Mary, for instance, I say, Mary, has anything you've ever tried had you texting your weight to your doctor or support staff every day?
No.
And, of course, she says no. And then I say, have you ever tried a system that was guaranteed to have you lose 20 or more pounds in the first 40 days? And most of our women average 27 to 32 pounds of fat loss in 40 days. And most of our men average 35 to 45 pounds of fat loss in 40 days. And so they say, no, I've never had anything that was guaranteed like that. And then I say, okay, the third thing, have you ever had a system that they tested you for 2,800 biomarkers, 2,800 different factors that could be causing your hormones to be imbalanced, causing your metabolism to be off, causing you to be weight loss resistant? And they say no. And then aside from the testing that is totally specific to the individual, then we create customized formulas for that person that are so unique to them, it's literally as unique as their fingerprint, to get their body back in hormonal balance, back with proper metabolism, and say, no, never had that. And then the list goes on. And the best part about it is when they're finished with the program, there's no yo-yoing. We have like a 96 to 97% rate of people who keep the weight off because their metabolism is fixed. They've created this new lifestyle. They had a coach the entire way through the process that they were texting their way to every day, and any questions that they had get answered. They're texting their questions in. So there's literally nothing else like this on the planet. I've never seen a system work this well, this consistently, and this long term.
That's right, Dr. Howie. You could be the next life that's changed and transformed by just giving our office a call. That number is 1-800-212-2612. That's 1-800-212-2612. 2612. You could be the next change that's life that's changed or transformed.
Or you could visit.
And that's
our
right.
website.
And you know what? It is changing lives, Lynette. It's changing lives in so many ways. We put my father through this program. He's 79 years old. He did it in December of 2012. He went on this program. And there's only 12 doctors. Back then, there was only one doctor on the planet who had this system, was Dr. Ray Wisniewski, the one who created it. And now there's 12 of us. But when my father did the system, 79-year-old man, he ended up losing 35 pounds in 40 days. And his internist saw him for a regular checkup, he was crazed. The doctor was freaking out, thinking, I haven't seen, he saw my dad maybe about 4 months previous. And the doctor called me up and said, Dr. Werfel, I saw your father. I'm very concerned. And I said, what's the problem? And he goes, well, your father lost a ton of weight. And I said, yeah, but did he tell you we put him on a special program to do that? It was purposeful. It didn't just happen by accident. So he was freaking out because he's thinking a 79-year-old man must have, God forbid, Alzheimer's or God forbid, cancer to lose weight like that. Sure. And so he said, I want to do a CAT scan, an MRI. I want to do full blood work. So my dad said, I don't mind. You can check everything. So he did all the tests. My father was perfect. His energy levels through the roof. He's sustained that weight loss. He looks amazing. And also, now his testosterone, all the blood work was perfect, and his testosterone came up at 910. Wow. And the doctor confided in me. He goes, if I take three of my male patients anywhere near his age, they don't add up to that combined.
All three.
So it really is changing lives. It's correcting metabolism, correcting hormonal imbalances. And the best part about it is, in 40 days, people come up and they start telling you how great you look, how amazing you look. You're wearing clothes that you haven't worn in years. And it's just the best thing I've ever seen. And the one thing I want to tell everybody out there, a lot of folks, society puts on people who have a lot of extra weight. And this system works just as good for someone who's 120 pounds or 200 pounds of excess fat as it does for someone who only needs to lose 10 or 20. But it takes longer, obviously, if someone has to lose 200 pounds, but it works just as well for them. And people out there who have a lot of excess weight, they feel like it's their fault. They feel like, the society tells people that if they're fat, if they're very heavy, that, they either have no willpower, it's a character issue. And I want everyone out there listening to know it's not your fault. It's not your fault any more than a little kid who's having seizures. It's not his fault for having seizures, because this is a metabolic issue. Everybody out there has that girlfriend who can eat anything they want and never gains a pound. Well, the difference between her and you is her metabolism is keeping up or exceeding with her food. And this system corrects that.
Yeah. Doc, I'll tell you, I feel so blessed, and I'm sure you do too, to be part of this system and be able to help people in the way that we're able to help them. And you know what? You probably hear the same thing I hear. All day long, I can't tell you, probably 10 times a day, I'll hear someone come in and say, well, it just sounds too good to be true. It just sounds too good to be true. You hear that too?
I do, and the reason, and I would have actually, I thought that myself, to be honest with you, before I did the program. But both of us saw our friend Dr. Dave lose 70 pounds in front of our eyes before we ended up doing it.
Right.
So we actually saw it. The folks out there listening don't have that advantage yet, but they will. When they come in the office, they'll see person after person after person who already lost the weight and is keeping it off. But the reason why the public thinks it's too good to be true is because the systems out there have no fat burning. They don't correct the metabolism. They don't fix the lifestyle. Things like Jenny Craig, things like Nutrisystem, things like Medifast, things like Weight Watchers, they don't correct the metabolism. They actually teach the body how to store fat. They put the body in fat storage mode, whereas this system turns the whole thing upside down, where we show everyone exactly what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat, and they're never hungry. That's another thing. Let me say this. The reason our patients say this system is the easiest system in the world, it's the easiest thing they've ever done, they're like confounded at how the scale's going down every day. Our average patient loses between a half to 3/4 of a pound a day, and they see it on the scale every day. So they stay motivated, they stay excited. And those other systems don't even want you to weigh yourself but once a week because they only average 1 to 2 pounds of weight a week. And then usually folks will take on Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or those systems. They'll lose, like, say, 20 pounds in 20 to 30 weeks. And then in 1 or 2 weekends of straying, they put all that weight back on. That doesn't happen with this because our folks see the scale going down every day. They're texting us their weight every day. Their metabolic issues, the hormonal imbalances, all that's being corrected by the customized formulas that we're preparing for them. And they're learning to eat clean, and they're loving it while they're doing it. They feel so great. And then, in just a few short weeks, they're starting to get accolades from their friends, their family, their coworkers. So it's they never let it go back on. And here's another thing. When they finish with this program, they're given tools so that the second the scale shows a 2-pound increase, they know exactly what to do to bring that scale down that day. They don't wait till they go up 4 pounds, 8 pounds, 12 pounds. And you can attest to this, Dr. Vince. I can attest to it, that both of us have kept all the weight off now for well over a year.
Yep.
And we've had patients, Dr. Ray's had patients who've kept it off for over 6 years, and it just works phenomenally.
It doesn't. It's all about that technology, Howie. Doc, assess, balance, and then clear out the toxins, and that changes everything. The assessment alone, I can't tell you how many people have come in with problems they've had for years. And they say, well, I guess I'm always going to be like that. But when you assess and you see specifically what it is that went wrong with that person, a lot of times people go to the doctor and the doctor's worried about the number, like whether it be the blood pressure or the sugar or the cholesterol. How do we get that number out of control? But with this technology, you could actually go far upstream to see what actually was it that went wrong, that created that. And then through the foods, what kind of technology have you ever heard of, or has anyone ever heard of, where you could actually test someone and see what is the exact food that would be specifically and biologically correct for that person, and then put them on that diet to where it actually changes everything. It's amazing.
Doc, and you're right. It is because of that technology. It really is because, everybody out there has a food plan, and anyone who's ever tried to lose weight, and most folks out there have tried multiple times, and they just get discouraged. I want you to know that a food plan alone doesn't do it. That's why it's been discouraging for you, because nobody has been fixing the actual cause. When we test people, there's 5 or 6 different types of things they might need to detoxify from, and they're all different. Everybody's unique. You might need to detoxify from heavy metals, Doc. I might have had to detoxify from parasites or bacteria. Someone else might need to detoxify from viral. And then aside from the things we need to detoxify, there's like a whole host of different organs that come into play. Like I might have trouble losing weight because my adrenal glands are hypofunctioning. You might have trouble losing weight because your thyroid isn't up to par. And everybody's different, and we test for that. We literally test each person, and it is because of this technology that people's lives are transformed, they're changed, and it really all starts with taking that first step, just coming in for the in-office review.
That's right. If you want to take advantage of this today, please give our office a call. That number is 1-800-212-2612, or you can visit us on our website, which is docvince.com. That's DOCVINCE.com, and you can take a look at our video that tells you more about the system. There's also testimonials on there. You can take a look at Dr. Vince himself. You can see his before and after pictures. Mine's on there as well. I lost 27 pounds on the program. Nothing like it in the world. It's amazing.
Yeah, so Go.
And Lynette, can you share with the radio audience out there what your metabolic age was when you started and what it was when you finished?
Yeah,
that means the age that your metabolism was functioning like that we test for on the consultation.
Yeah, mine was 35 when I started. When I ended, it was 17. So that means my metabolic age, my metabolism was acting as if I was 17. So I ended up having to eat a lot of food to keep up with my metabolism, which was a great thing. You're eating an abundance of good things, and you're not restricting yourself, which is amazing.
The whole problem with that equation, though, is she's married to a 51-year-old man, and that could be a problem.
I remember when I got the text from Dr. Vince saying, "Oh my gosh, my wife's 17 now. I'm in trouble."
Yeah.
But you know, the funny thing is, and just let me share a little bit because I know both of you are very humble, and you're not going to say this for yourselves. I've known Dr. Vince and Lynette for it's got to be about 24 years now, and I just want anyone out there listening to know that even though there are 12 doctors who have this current system, there's only 12 doctors in the world. Whoever's listening to this, who's within geographic region of Dr. Vince and Lynette, you guys are in the best hands you could ever be in. They're both two of the most generous, coming from the heart people I've ever met. You know, they have a great relationship with God and with their patients, and they just focus on saving lives. It is not about business for them. It's about saving lives. So I know you're not going to say that for yourselves. I just wanted people to know that as well.
Well, thank you, Dr. Howie. I appreciate that more than you
Sure.
know. And I want to thank you so much for joining us on the call today. And again, you could be the next life that's changed. Just give us a call at 1-800-212-2612. That's 1-800-212-2612. You can come in and sit down with us, tell us what's been going on, eye to eye, knee to knee, heart to heart. We'll test. We'll see exactly what's going on. We'll show you exactly what you need to do to get to your goals. And it's waiting there. It all starts with that phone call.
Hey, Doc, can I share one more quick case? You know, my wife's Italian, and every Sunday they do the big Italian family dinner, which I love. There's about 25 of us. Every Sunday we get together. And you know, my mother-in-law makes the gravy, and we all get together.
I've been there. I know what it's like. Yes.
It's a beautiful tradition. And one of my wife's uncles, Robert, we put him on the system in December of 2012 when my father started, and slightly after when I started and Dr. Vince started. And my Uncle Robert was 5'6", weighing 355 pounds. And, you know, he had a tragedy in his life. About 4 years earlier, he lost his 22-year-old son to a car accident, and he just never really recovered from that. But he'd been big his whole life. And so long story short, you know, he was working on healing, you know, his heart and his soul through that whole time period. And so he started the program December of 2012. By May of 2013, he was down 120 pounds.
Wow.
And his life literally transformed. It saved his life. He used to have to shimmy sideways just to get into the shower, and he could barely walk. And now he's moving like I haven't seen him move in 20 years. He looks amazing. He's so much happier, and he feels great. His energy is through the roof. He's cleaned up rooms in his house that weren't touched for years. And it's just such a difference. The whole family is glowing about it, and he looks amazing. He's really getting his whole life back. And you know, to contrast that, our other Uncle Rich, my wife's other Uncle Rich, did gastric bypass about 6 years ago, and within 2 years he was dead from complications. He died. He died from complications from the gastric bypass. And every week I see patients who did gastric bypass or did lap band or did sleeve, and within 4 or 5 years put all the weight back on and had horror stories, and then they come in and do this system, and it saves their life. And they so wish they would have done it earlier. They wish they would have done it first.
What was the time frame?
If any of you out there, if anyone out there is even contemplating doing a surgery, you know, there's a solution that's healthy. There's a solution that's natural, functioning the way that God designed your body to work. And I just invite you to come in for that in-office review and change your life.
What was the time frame, Dr. Howie, with your uncle that lost 120 pounds? How long was that?
That was from December to May, so that was just about 5.5, 6 months. And he's kept every drop of it off. He looks amazing. Wow. He's actually starting a whole other system now, our system. He's doing another run of our system to lose another 40 pounds. But he just looks amazing, and he's kept it all off is the best part.
Yeah, what is that worth? You know, when you think about it, what is that worth to go from where he was?
Oh, another thing. I'm seeing him wearing jeans now. He was in sweatpants for like the last 8 years. I never saw him wear jeans. Now he's able to wear jeans.
That's
amazing. He's sporting now, isn't he?
Amazing.
And that's what this is all about. You know, it's amazing when you see these people make these transformations. They come in, they've been beaten down. They look at you like, you know, what's this going to do that everything else hasn't done? And then 10 days later, they come in for that first weigh-in, and they got that twinkle in their eye, you know? And they're like, wow.
Oh, yeah. And the best part is they know they're free. Like, even though they still have weight to go, they can already have the sense that they're going to be able to keep it off the rest of their life because they love the way they're eating. They're eating their own food that they prepared in the way we show them, and they know that this is sustainable.
Yeah, and then the reality shifts from losing weight to, wow, I could actually be healthy. I could actually be slim. I could actually be that person I was 20 years ago. And that's the beautiful thing about this. And I tell you, I can't get enough of it. When people come in and you see that transformation happen in the first weigh-in 10 days and then the next one 10 days later, and they just shrink, and you see the pictures. And then what we do is we break out our phone. You know, we have iPhones, and we say, listen, you just got to share that. Could you just say what you just said to me in the phone? And so we've got tons of testimonials of people that have come in. We put some of them on our website. And you can be the next life that's totally transformed. Just give us a call at 1-800-212-2612. Dr. Howie, again, I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for coming on and sharing with us. I continue to do amazing things in suffering, and I can't wait to see you soon.
I can't wait to see you both as well. Can I share one more thing?
Sure.
One thing I want to mention that I didn't hear any of us say yet is for those of you out there listening who have a friend or family member who might be in another state or even another country, with this technology, Dr. Vince and Lynette can actually help your friends or family members anywhere in the world, because what they do is they mail the computer to them, they test them remotely through their computer, create those customized formulas, and then mail that to them, and then the person is texting them just as if they're next door. So I know you mentioned about people coming in, but the truth is we've helped a lot of people in other states and other countries without them ever geographically being able to get into the office.
Yeah, I think you've got an office in Israel, don't you?
Yeah, we do, in Jerusalem and Bet Shemesh in Israel. That's right. And I've been taking care of people in Florida, Vashon, Washington, because once our patients realize the changes that are occurring for them, they get off their thyroid meds that they've been on for 18 years, or they get off their metformin, they get off their insulin. And, you know, for anybody out there with type 2 diabetes, you owe yourself to come and see this. Even, by the way, even our type 1 diabetics usually have a minimum of 50% reduction in their insulin needs and insulin intake.
Yeah, because we're going after the cause.
So it's worked phenomenally.
Well, we're going to wrap this up. Dr. Howie, I want to thank you again for having for being here with us. And I can't wait to see you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right.
Continued great results.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, Doc.
Thank you.
Coming up in just a moment, we'll be back with part 2 of the Nutrimost Ultimate Weight Loss System with Doc Vince and Lynette, and that'll be in just a moment. Hi, and welcome back to the Nutrimost Ultimate Weight Loss System with your host, Doc Vince, and Lynette Frau-Meny. And Lynette, you were kind of like laughing over there about a text you got during one of the breaks of the show. This is a text you got just minutes ago.
Yeah, we get texts all the time. You know, when we put you on the system, we give you our personal cell phone number. What other doctor does that? He gets text, I get text, we give you
Does my doctor have a cell phone?
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
But we do, and we give you total access to us anytime that you need us on the weekend. If you have a question, after you're finished with the program, a year from now, we want you to contact us if you ever have an issue or a question. We're there for you. Mm-hmm. Nobody's more committed to your success than we are. Yeah. We want to see you succeed. We want you to be happy. So
right. So you had a text that had you laughing.
Yeah, I get texts, and this is a normal text for me. But this gentleman was just saying, I lost 7.9 pounds since Saturday, but the crazy thing is he had to call his doctor because his blood sugar went so low that his doctor had to back him off on his meds.
Right.
And that's just a typical thing that we see day in and day out, that most people, after they've finished the program, not that we take them off their medication, but they actually go back to their doctors, and their doctors are blown away by the results that they're getting, and they take them off the medication.
Right.
So, this is typical. But, we have people come into us, we have you sit with us knee to knee, heart to heart, eye to eye, and we want to make sure that you succeed and that you're happy. Dr. Vince, you have a patient, Cindy, who came into us, and she's lost a total of 52 pounds.
52 pounds.
Yeah, and her issue was she was worried. She was worried about her skin. When she lost the weight, she said, "What's going to happen to my skin? Am I going to have sagging skin?"
Right.
Yeah.
So that was another thing Cindy was talking about. How could I have lost all this weight in my skin? It just seems to contract back, right back to where it was. And I don't have loose skin. And that was the thought she had, like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? I lost all this weight.
Right.
And the reason is because you don't break the cell matrix. When you lose the weight, the cells are together because you don't dehydrate the body. In fact, with a lot of other diets, you dehydrate, you lose a lot of water weight. In fact, with this system, you hydrate the body so that your body's breaking down fat. That's one of the amazing things about this. And when you talk about breaking down fat, there's some other things that happen with that. There's a lot of things, actually, that happen. One of the things is you go into a state of what's called autophagy. Autophagy is when your body can overcome so many different health challenges. It can replace cells that are unhealthy, sick, dying cells with cells that are healthy cells. The process of autophagy is tremendously increased when you're on this program, particularly when you get everything balanced. But it's not just being balanced. Your body also goes into something else called xenophagy. Now, these terms, autophagy, xenophagy, autophagy means basically auto means self and phagy means eating. So you get your body into fat burning. It starts burning the fat. It starts feeding off of the fat on your body. Well, when that happens, hunger goes away, cravings go away. But again, a lot of cause for weight gain and weight holding on to weight are toxins. And that's where this process called xenophagy comes in. Xeno means foreign. Phagy, again, means eating. So for a lot of folks, they've got microbes that have built up in their body. And these microbes, they build up these biofilms. And biofilms are these small mucopolysaccharide shields that are defense mechanisms for the microbes that defend against our immune system. Like most things in nature, they have a defense mechanism to protect themselves from predators. In this case, the predator is your own immune system. And the predators have a mechanism to overcome the defenses. It's really amazing just how intricately woven. God definitely had an amazing plan when he put everything together.
Yeah, right.
But when things are balanced, so anyway, these microbes, they can create these biofilms. And when your body goes into xenophagy, it's one of the best ways to break down these biofilms and actually overcome these health challenges. And that's what's happening with these people when they come in, like Chuck before. He's been on medications and things. And a lot of times, doctors are concerned with the number, the number, like blood pressure. We have to get the number down, your cholesterol. We got to get the number down. But with this technology, this NRF technology, you could actually go far upstream in a person's chemical makeup to see what is it that actually caused the abnormal breakdown of these different cells and tissues to cause those numbers. Yeah. And then once you get that balance in, it changes everything. Everything changes, right?
And Cindy was balanced. You balanced Cindy, and she goes and loses 52 pounds?
Yes.
Actually, she lost 52 pounds, yeah. In fact, we have Cindy. I'd love to hear from Cindy.
Hi, I'm Cindy, and I just finished my second round of Lighten Up. I've lost a total of 52 pounds. I feel incredibly awesome. People don't recognize me anymore. From the back, nobody knows who I am until I turn around and flash my signature smile. And I'm just loving life, and I think everybody should do this. Thanks, Doc.
Okay, so we just heard from Cindy. Cindy, I am so proud of her. We've known her for so many, I think as long as we've been in practice, 22 years. We've known Cindy, and she just did amazing. So proud of her.
She was a chiropractic
yes, she was.
patient beforehand, and then when you discovered this.
Yes. Well, she saw Dr. Vince lose all that weight, and she was like, "Oh my goodness, whatever you guys are doing, let me in because I need it."
Well, we should mention that if our callers or our listeners here at WFIL go to docvince.com, that's docvince.com, there's a before and after picture of both of you, isn't there?
My wife,
yes, I was on it
myself,
too. Yep.
a bunch of other folks that.
Well,
have done
you
the
have
program.
your old jeans on.
55 pounds.
You lost 55 pounds?
55 pounds. I cannot tell you what that was like. Holy smokes. Everything. I felt like I was 20 years old again. Just, heading into March last year, then springtime. Yeah. The fun thing was, one of the things was we have a walking trail down by my house. And, I would exercise, put sweatpants on. I was actually proud to take off my shirt. On a hot day, it's like 90 degrees. Like, I'm taking off my shirt.
I don't go on the beach anymore without a T-shirt. I'll be honest, because I'm about 30 or 35 over.
I know
what I
feeling.
should be.
Yeah, that's how I was. I wouldn't take my shirt off on the beach. Now it's like, hey, I'm looking for an opportunity to, because it's really transformational. I would have never said that. And it's not a vain thing. It's just, I really feel good. I feel like I'm 20 years, 30 years younger again. It's amazing. And I would love for everybody or anyone that has a challenge like that to experience the good luck and fortune I have with this program, because it's really been a blessing.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know what the other thing is, Joe, is that, I've known my husband almost 30 years, and, from the time I've met him to now, I've never, ever seen him look as good as he does now. And he just turned 51. He's always had a
You're
little...
blushing.
Yeah.
Hey.
But I have to take a double take sometimes. Oh, who's that? So, but it's not just about the weight loss. It's about, I feel blessed because now my husband's going to be around with me longer, for our son. It's not just about the weight loss. That I think that weight loss is the side effect. It's our quality of life is better. Yeah. We get to be around to help more people, transform their lives. One of those persons whose lives
Sharon,
is
right?
Sharon.
Now, what did you do for Sharon?
Sharon was a nurse, and she was very, very skeptical when she came into us. She's like, I don't know. I've tried everything. I've tried Medifast. I've tried Weight Watchers. I've had so many other issues that, I can't believe this is going to help. But she went on to lose 28 pounds, and she, she's done with the system, but now we put her on a maintenance program, and she looks amazing. Well, let's hear what Sharon has to say.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Sharon Pratt. I've lost 28 pounds doing this program. I was a misbeliever. I didn't think this would work. I am a lifetime member of Weight Watchers. I've been in and out of Weight Watchers. It's never done anything for me. I've tried the Medifast system where you just drink milkshakes for breakfast and lunch, and then you eat regular food for dinner. Lost 10 pounds, but it comes right back on as soon as you eat, because they don't really teach you how to eat the correct foods, what to do. So I have much more energy. My hot flashes are gone. I've had terrible hot flashes, up to 20 a day sometimes, and they're totally gone.
That's amazing.
I'm sleeping better. My husband tells me I'm not snoring at night anymore. I'm off all of my gastro reflux meds.
Wow.
I mean, I could cry. I'm really excited.
I'm so excited. I'm so proud of you.
I am, yeah, so.
Good for you.
So this definitely works. I'm a true believer, and
Sharon, did you think it was easy?
easily, very easy.
Were you hungry at all?
Never hungry. In fact, I remembered you guys telling me I was going to have to make myself eat, which was true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had to remember, oh gosh, I haven't had anything but a piece of fruit since breakfast, and I'm a nurse, so I'm busy all day long, and I never had time to eat, and I had to stop and make myself eat.
That's great.
But very easy,
That's
easy plan, and I recommend it highly. And
Oh.
I'm down 2 pant sizes
Good for you.
and still working, so thanks, Doc.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. Thank you, Sharon. Mm-hmm. All right, so we just heard from Sharon, and Sharon, it's been such a pleasure to work with her. She is doing amazing. I'm just so, so proud of her, and I'm proud of everybody that walks into our office who shows up and wants to take that first step to change their lives and transform them. It all starts with giving us a call. That number is 1-800-212-2612. That's 1-800-212-2612. Or you can visit our website if you'd like to watch a video more about our system. That website is docvince.com. You can also look at pictures of us before and after of my husband and me and some other patients, and also some video testimonials. I do want to talk about couples, that come into our office, and we had one gentleman in particular. It was funny. I remember the phone call, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know. This sounds too good to be true. You're guaranteeing me I'm going to lose at least 20 pounds." He goes, "There's no way, absolutely no way." And I remember the day he walked into our office, big guy, real tall, like 6'1", and I forget what his starting weight was, but. Anyways, he ended up losing a total, I think, 67 pounds altogether. Yeah.
So he came in saying, "I don't believe any of this."
Right.
Yeah. And his wife, I think when couples come in together like that, she had maybe 20 pounds to lose. She looked pretty good. But, when you get them on that scale, and, she did have a little bit after I did her BCA. However, nothing like he did, and she was there more for him. She wanted him to lose the weight because she was very concerned for his health.
For her mate.
For her mate, she wanted him around a lot longer, just like I wanted my husband around a lot longer. And I tell you what, he started at the end of October, and he came in last week for his final weigh-in, and I think his total was 67 pounds. Was telling me amazing things about his doctor was taking off of medication, and just how much better he felt, the quality of life it was for him.
Right. Just to reiterate this, we're going to go to that phone call, but this program has nothing to do with people receiving frozen foods in the mail.
No.
I mean, this is not that. This is not you're going to get milkshakes.
No.
You're going to get this. You actually give them a grocery list, and it's a list that you can go to the Giant or
it's foods that they're going to eat when they're finished with the program.
For the rest of their lives.
For the rest of your lives. It's all things God created in its natural form.
Right.
It's nothing prepackaged that's actually disrupts your hormones and makes you gain weight. We do just the opposite. We have you eat all natural foods. There's no prepackaged anything, so it's very simple. It tastes good. People enjoy it.
Well, I'm going to give the phone number again, and then we'll go onto the phone. I think I think we have. Is it?
Chuck.
It's Chuck. It's
Chuck.
on hold here.
Yes.
The phone number is 800-212-2612. 800-212-2612.
We have Chuck Williams here with us today. Chuck went on the plan back in, I believe it was the beginning of October. Is that correct, Chuck?
Very end of October.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit about what you noticed and how much weight you've lost.
Well, I noticed that I changed my eating habits drastically. I was eating all, fresh food and everything else, and it was, great, and never was hungry at all during the whole time. And during the plan, it's a 40-day plan, but I actually extended out to almost 47 days during the process. I lost 55 pounds, and I was never hungry. I never had to do any kind of strenuous exercises or that kind of stuff. Did a little bit of walking, but it wasn't mandatory. But other than that, the plan worked fantastic for me. I couldn't speak better about it than to anybody.
Chuck, did you find it to be fairly easy? I mean, were you hungry at all while you were on the plan?
It was easy. I was never ever hungry, which was shocking to me because I thought in losing weight I would be starving myself and things like that. And I always had plenty to eat, and I ate great every day. And it really just made me look at food in a whole new light. And one of the best things about this plan was when I came off it, I saw my doctor. I had some blood work and things like that done. And when I went to see my doctor for a checkup, he cut my meds. I'm on cholesterol and I'm on blood pressure meds. He cut both my meds in half and wants to see me in about another 4 more weeks from now. He's going to see me again, with a possible opportunity of getting me off both meds completely.
Wow, that is amazing.
So, I think that's just super exciting for me because I've been on the cholesterol and high blood pressure meds probably going on 7 or 8 years at least.
Wow. That is amazing.
So what does the future look like, Chuck? What does your future look like now?
Future looks great. I got donated all my 3XL clothes and buying new belts and things like that. But no, the outlook looks great. I'm really, since I got off the diet, I thought I would go crazy and eating pizzas and buffalo wings and things like that, and I haven't. I have dabbled. I'm not going to kid you. I have had a slice here or something like that, but I haven't gone crazy trying to eat a whole pizza like I used to and things like that.
Right.
So my whole eating habits have changed. I'm eating way, way healthier. I look at food. I look at the ingredients. What creates the food. What's in it, and I think it's just wonderful. It's just basically like a new lifestyle. It's the best way I could explain it.
Yeah.
Right. I remember the first day you walked in with your wife, and you were like really skeptic. You were like, I don't know, and now I see you, and you look like a totally changed person.
I was very skeptical going in.
Yeah.
But I found it to be a fantastic thing. I went out to a local tavern I haven't been to since back in October, and I ran into 3 different people that I knew from my kids' grade school, and they were just astounded and wanted to know what I had done because I looked so great.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, that just made me feel good. I mean, that just makes me feel good all the time. Gives me encouragement to continue on this right path of eating properly.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
I know you and your wife did it together. It was a lot easier to have your wife with you along on the journey with you, wasn't it?
It was, and truthfully, she was a fantastic eater prior to joining this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And doing this, I mean, she was a very, very good healthy eater, and she still lost 20 pounds.
Yeah, she looks amazing too. She kind of was like I was, and I was eating healthy, and so I understood where she was coming from. But I'm just so happy and proud of both of you that you went through this process, and how healthy and how much it's changed your life, both of your lives.
Oh, I can go up and down stairs now. Like heck, doing the snow shoveling and snow plow, snow blower yesterday was a breeze. In the past, I would have stopped midway, basically afraid I'd have a heart attack or something crazy out there.
Yeah.
Not that I'm promoting going out there and working your butt off and having a heart attack, but the fact was I felt so much healthier and so much lighter on the feet that I didn't have to stop in the middle of it. I was able to do it all, and I came in and I didn't feel winded or any of that stuff
Right.
Yeah.
at all.
A lot of times it's those little things you don't realize, like going up the stairs or shoveling snow. We had a lady just last week said, something simple, it doesn't mean a lot to most other people, but she said, I could cross my legs. You don't really think about things like that. But when you see people lose that weight, like what you just said, Chuck, that really hits me right in the heart, because you're off medications you're on for 6 or 7 or 8 years, and you're walking in places where people haven't seen you in a long time, and they're complimenting it on how well you look. I mean, that's a life that's transformed, and I tell you, I can't get enough of that. When people come in and they tell me that kind of stuff, I want to thank you so much for coming into our office and getting started on the program.
Yeah, thanks, Chuck. I appreciate your help. You're going to help a lot of people, transform their lives just by telling your story today.
Oh, I thank you guys. I mean, it was a wonderful experience. It worked great for me. And here's another thing. I mean, Dr. Vince, you talk about, when I bend over to tie my shoes, I'd actually have to, I'd lose my breath.
Yeah.
Okay? I knew I was heavy. And now I can do so many different little things. And even just walking downstairs, like you said, I'm right now I'm at 60... Wow, right around 65 pounds I've lost since the start of this thing.
That's awesome.
That's 65 pounds off each knee every step of every day.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Imagine putting a backpack on your back with 65 pounds and getting in and out of your car, up or down stairs, or bending over to tie your shoes for years and years, and then taking that backpack off and walking around. It's amazing. It really is.
I thank you very much. I really, really have changed my eating habits. I have incorporated some other stuff into my diet, but I'm very selective, okay, on, what I'm doing. And it's just, and I'm not a slave to the food anymore. Before I used to say, I have to have this, I have to have this, I have to eat, a candy bar or whatever. And I don't do that anymore.
Don't you find you're craving healthier things then? Instead of craving that pizza or the candy, you're, reaching for fruit or vegetables or, healthier choices.
I'm eating all sorts of raw nuts now that, before I thought they were bland, and now they taste great to me.
Yeah.
Oh, there is one downfall. Girl Scout cookies came out.
But you know what, Chuck? Your hormones are balanced, and you can have those things once in a while.
Well, what I've done is, I'm a I'm a sucker for the Thin Mints.
Yeah.
I eat 3 of them.
Yeah.
And that's my limit. I eat 3. I don't throw them in my mouth at one. I eat them slowly, and I have 3, and I enjoy it, and I move on.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
Yeah.
excellent.
But yeah, those daggone Girl Scout cookies.
Well, there you have it, folks. I mean, you can be the next life that's totally transformed. All you have to do is it starts with that phone call. The phone number is 1-800-212-2612. That's 1-800-212-2612. Or you could visit our website at DocVince, that's DocVince.com, and you could be the next life that's transformed, that walks into places you haven't been in a long time, and everybody wants to know what you've been doing. It's truly a blessing, I'll tell you.
Thanks, Chuck. I appreciate your help today.
No problem. I got to tell you one other thing.
Oh, sure.
My sister wanted to find out what I was doing to lose the weight.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't really have to lose weight. My sister's really healthy. She's Florida. But I've got her now using coconut oil.
Good.
Okay, I've got her eating raw nuts.
Good.
There's something else I have her doing too. I forget what it was now. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But Bragg's vinegar.
Oh, good. Excellent. Good choices. Yeah. It's
So
you're
she
helping.
thought, when I went down to Florida for on Christmas time, she saw how much weight I was losing
Yeah.
at that time, and she wanted to know what it was. And I said, well, there's more to it than just this, but this is a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's been, she has no problem with the coconut oil. She just does look like lard, but she gets it. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Healthy choices for you. So that's amazing. So thank you so much, Chuck. I appreciate you taking your time out of your busy schedule today.
No problem.
Thanks, Chuck. See you soon.
See you, Doc. Take
All
care,
right.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So there you have it, folks. Again, you could be the next life that's transformed. I really like to have you give us a call. Come into the office, sit down with us, and learn how this system works. You'll sit in the room. We'll go over a BCA. We'll see how much of your body's made up of water, how much is made up of fat, muscle, bone. And then from that test, we can tell exactly what it's going to take to get that weight off. And it all starts with that phone call.
Or visit us on our website, which is DocVince.com. That's DocVince.com. You could be the next life that's transformed.
All righty. So I just want people to realize that when you talk about gaining weight, a 22-pound weight loss reduces your risk of heart attack by 75%.
Whoa.
So if you want to avoid heart disease, if you have a family history of heart disease, a 22-pound loss, and for us, that can be as little as 20 days on this program. It's the lowest cost per pound loss of any of the other programs out there, and it's all because of that technology. That's where we're able to assess the body and what it needs. Is it a vitamin? Is it deficient?
That's someone calling right now for this program.
Is there a deficiency? Or maybe you're taking something too much. Maybe there's an excess causing a load or a stress on a particular part of the body. Whether it be a cell, a tissue, an organ. Is it a microbe that's causing this? Is it an overactive or underactive immune response causing an inflammatory response? Mm-hmm. We're able to assess all these different factors and what's going to work best for you. When you take a look at a 15-pound loss reduces the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by over 50%.
Wow.
I mean, these are some amazing numbers.
So we better give the phone number because we're running out of time.
All right.
Again.
Okay. I just want to give our listeners today a special offer for the first 10 callers during this show. If you want to save 66% on the cost of the body composition analysis, that normally costs $99, but today, if you call right now, it's $27. Just give our office a call. It's 1-800-212-2612. Call right now. This is going to be the call that changes your life. The body composition analysis measures 10 different readings. That's muscle, bone, body mass, water content, and much more. So just give our office a call at 800-212-2612. You could be the next life that's changed.
See you next week, guys. Thank
you so much for listening.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
The proceeding was a full-length commercial program sponsored by Nutrimost Ultimate Weight Loss System.